Welcome to this week's edition of the Dakota Angler 2-Minute Fishing Report. Well, ice fishing season has definitely begun here in eastern South Dakota and the tri-state area. The cold air that we've had in place for the past 2 weeks has definitely allowed for some really nice ice growth across the area. And as a result, a lot of people have been going out, especially this past week, going out, searching for ice thicknesses and taking some bait with them, doing a little fishing. And some guys had quite a bit of success across eastern South Dakota. I will say, as far as ice thickness reports are concerned, any of the larger lakes around the area have, let's say, anywhere from 2 to 5, 3 to 6 inches of ice. Again, and not uniform, because again, some of those lakes have some snow cover on them, and when you find the snow cover, you're going to find some, let's say, lesser thickness values. And then the smaller sloughs, on average, anywhere from 3 to 5, 6 to 7, somewhere right around there. Again, the smaller bodies of water have the better ice thickness. But again, stay away from areas that you know that there's culverts or there's points, or areas that have been kept open a little bit longer due to the snow geese. And the good thing is, with the cold air, that push those snow geese further to the south, so we shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. As far as the fishing reports are concerned, the walleyes bite up in the northeastern part of the state. The lakes that produce walleyes included Waubay, a few being caught at Bitter, Casey Slough, Indian Springs, Drywood, and then also Hazelton, and then Dry by Clark. And then also down the southeastern part of the state, those lakes included Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Whitewood, Thompson, 81 Ponds, a few being caught at Oak, and then also Brush, and then Twin. And remember, Twin is the trophy lake. Now, what have guys been doing to catch the walleyes? A lot of dead sticking going on right now because the ice thickness is so small, and then also it's so clear that any amount of foot traffic has definitely spooked the fish, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, a lot of flutter spoons, and this is the leech flutter spoon by Clam. The reason why I talk about this is that we have a lot of these on sale right now for $4. So again, the leech flutter spoons have been very good, to say the least. The tumbler spoons, the tingler spoons by VMC has also worked. And then a few times with a little bit more aggressive jigging going on. Such as the buckshot spoon, whether or not you're talking about the regular buckshot spoon or the tungsten, or even the glass buckshot spoon. And the reason why I talk about this right now is because we also have these on sale for $5 a jig. So these are some great items to have for yourself and also for stocking stuffers with the season coming up. And then as far as the perch bite is concerned around the area, a few being caught around the area. Big Stone, just close into shore, so to speak, just because, again, the ice is not as thick out in the main lake as you'd like to have. And then other lakes include Kempeska, then Dry Lake by Willow Lake, as well as by Clark, and then also Thompson, and then a few being caught at Sinai. Now, what have guys been doing to catch the perch? It's been really, some drop chain lures like the Haleys or the Pilkies, and also the tungsten slab seeker spoon by Widowmaker has been working really well. If you don't have one of these in your tackle box, you definitely need to have it. So again, check out these new, I should say new, we've had them for a few years, but they're gaining more and more popularity. They're made of tungsten. They get down to those schools of perch or crappies quicker than you would with a Pilkey or a Haley, so it comes in handy, to say the least. In this week's edition of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about ice fishing line. So the first thing people ask is, how often should we change it out? Well, in the summertime, we always say once every other year, well, maybe once every 3 years, depending on how often you fish and how much that line gets exposed to the sun. A number of other factors come into play. But with ice fishing, I think it needs to be changed out even more often, because people don't realize how abrasive that ice is actually to that line. You're fishing down that hole, and you got it fighting a fish. Guess what? That line may be rubbing up against that hole, and it's maybe nicking it up or cutting it up a little bit. So I would recommend changing it out. It's not that expensive to do, and especially if you're using monofilament, I would definitely get rid of it, and or at least if you're using braid, cut off a certain portion of it. But then again, because your spools are not that large with your ice fishing reels compared to your summer reels, you're not going to have a lot of line left. So you're better off just swapping it out as often as you go out to serve. So again, at minimum, once every year, every other year, but I would recommend once every year. Now, the different types of line. There's no different line out there for ice fishing compared to open water. You still have your monofilament, your fluorocarbon, as well as your braid. What is recommended is your personal choice, quite honestly. I always tell people if you're fishing outside and you're not fishing inside your shack, you may not want to use braid, especially in cold conditions, because that braid is going to ice up on you. The other thing is, to remember with braid, you might want to use a fluorocarbon leader to make it a little bit more invisible, especially if you're fishing panfish or anything like that. If you're fishing inside the shack, whatever you wanted to use is your choice. The fluorocarbon is not going to have as much memory as what your monofilament will have. Monofilament always will have more memory, so it will uncoil on you once in a while if it sits on the spool for a period of time. So again, I think more often than not, you'll see more people using fluorocarbon during the ice season than what you'll see in the open water season. The main reason is because a lot of our lakes during the winter season are a lot more clear than what they are in the summertime. And so especially in areas like Spirit Lake, those fish get spooked very easy, to say the least. And they see something that is unnatural, like a colored braid, they're not going to come up to it. They're going to be spooked by it. And so that fluorocarbon is going to be a little bit more invisible to those fish, and it'll be a little bit more enticing for them to come in and actually investigate what's on the bottom of that line. So things that you need to keep in mind, and really on the different types of line, is the lakes that you may be fishing, and also how you're going to be actually fishing. If you're using a dead stick, it really doesn't matter much. If you're using a tip up, obviously that's going to be totally different than what the line you'll have on your reel. So if you have questions about the different types of lines that are available out there and what we would recommend, by all means, give us a call, or better yet, stop by here at the store, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. And now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, all you have to do is send it to me, and you can do so by sending it to todd@dakotaangler.com. As always, folks, if you can't make it to the store here in Sioux Falls, make sure you check us out online at dakotaangler.com, because everything that you see on the store floor is available on our website. And even things that are not available on our store floor, such as open water tackle right now, a lot of it has been put away, but it's also always available on our website at dakotaangler.com. If you can't find it, or if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next week, folks. Stay healthy and always stay safe.